I dropped the wheel off, all in all, for a used tire, $55.40. If that was a new tire, it would be over $100 for sure. So that's saving quite a decent amount. But at some point, these tires are getting kind of crappy. We're going to have to replace them. But I'm going to kick that can down the road. It's definitely a Monday. That much is apparent. I started my day off this morning with some tasks that were already on my to-do list. And so if you remember from yesterday's video, take Michelle's car tire to the tire shop. So I've already done that. I did that while I was dropping the kids off in the morning. I'm going to cross that off right now. And I need to buy Monsters because Michelle and I have an awful habit where we drink a Monster every morning. But, we like to be fiscally responsible and save on some money by buying them in bulk. So anyway, I'm going to do that on my lunch today because we've run out and we don't want to not have Monsters in the morning. It's really hard sometimes. I find it challenging to work out how much time I really have in a day, and how much energy I'm going to have by the end of the day. And so I don't know. I feel like today is going to be one of those days where I just don't have a lot of energy. And so I think I'm just going to plan on taping and mudding in the hallway today out of my actual tasks. And, but I've also got to collect Michelle's car tire from the tire shop, install Michelle's car tire. Yeah. I got to do those things. I got to pick the tire up, obviously, and I got to reinstall it. And by tire, I mean wheel. I keep saying tire, but once I do that, I can cross this fix Michelle's car tire off on my things I should do now, and I'll have a little more capacity. But yeah, that's probably all I'm going to plan to do today. I just get the feeling it's going to be one of those days, and it kind of has been already. Actually, when I logged on this morning for work, there was an email from someone high up. I don't know. I guess the name doesn't really matter. But I work at a health system, and they own multiple hospitals, outpatient places, all kinds of stuff. And their kind of main hospital has just been losing money. I think a lot of health systems across the country are having a very similar issue here, in that costs are going up because of inflation, like wages and just the general expense of the products you have to use. But insurance agencies, as I understand it, aren't paying out more. And also COVID has put a big damper on things. And so the costs are out of control. Now, I think they kind of screwed themselves over a little bit. I think they were too tight on the COVID restrictions, and they hired a lot of agency nurses, which was very expensive. And they kind of pissed off the people that were working there that were getting paid less when they were the loyal people. And so, there's a lot of struggles, a lot of politics. And anyway, long story short, they are talking about cutbacks, and 60% of the expenditure is in wages. And so the cutbacks really is going to have to be people. Now, presumably they mean people at the main hospital. And, I work in IT, so my job theoretically is safe, but really, is it safe? I don't know. You never know. And, there might be someone at the top that's going to make real good cuts. I think that my position is important, but there might be someone incompetent making these decisions. We don't know. And so who knows, if I lose my job, I guess this channel is going to get a whole lot more interesting. But I don't know. The thing is, I think that the older people on my team, like senior position people, are a little scared because they cost the most. And so, when push comes to shove, who are they going to let go? You can let these two people go, or you can let this one person go because this person costs as much as those two people. And so I can see why they're scared. But you just never know what the future holds, right? If I lost my job, I think there's a bunch of things that I would try to do. And I'd probably be Ubering and lifting a whole lot more than I currently do. But yeah, with that said, I think, things you can't control, you shouldn't spend too much time worrying about. I think that you should think in your head, okay, if the worst case scenario happens, this is what I'll do. But you don't want to spend so much time and energy preparing for that. But yeah, anyway, we'll see how it goes. I think we just need to get on with the day though, so well, let's go do it. All right, so I went to Costco on my lunch and I bought the monsters. So let's go ahead and take those in. What did Michelle buy? I guess we'll find out later. I'm glad I put this on my to-do list today, because otherwise it would have been probably another week before I bothered to go buy these, and then one of us would have to rush out every morning to buy the monsters, and we always buy them in sets of 3 because it's cheaper, but it's still not as cheap as this. And you know, just having it there is really helpful. And it's just interesting to think that many days before now I've gone through without thinking about what I'm going to do in the day, and now that I do kind of think about it and plan it out every day, I just feel a lot more successful about things like this, which I guess it sounds kind of dumb because it's just monsters, but you know, it's still kind of a success. And on the note of success, you know, it's the afternoon and I set up my day today. You can see I've like crossed some things off, right? And some of this stuff is just sending emails to people, but I have a one-on-one later with my manager. And then I picked this task today. It's a project that I'm working on and there's some data that's not going through. And honestly, like, I'm really having to push myself and I'm just not getting anywhere with it, you know? So I've decided I'm gonna swap this. I'm gonna push this off till tomorrow and I'm gonna take this, which is a kind of a lower effort and I don't feel like I'm, you know, feeling too anxious about, and I'm gonna work on this instead because I'm just headbutting the wall trying to work on this right now. And so I think at some point you got to call it and say, you know, like, today is not the day. And you obviously don't want to leave it forever. And you know, if I get to like Thursday and this is still here and I haven't done it, like, I'm gonna just have to suck it up. But tomorrow might be the day where I can really get up and do this. But yeah, there you go. I also decided to go back and give my pretending to be an adult series videos kind of better names because, you know, I like the name pretending to be an adult, but I want to put something in that's maybe a little more catchy. And, you know, these new thumbnails where I have something in the background, I feel like is going to catch the eye more. I put myself in the picture because then when someone sees the video, they'll know that it's me. So if they've watched the video before, hopefully they'll watch it again. But like these to-do lists, you can't even read them. So I got to use the title and just do it that way. Well, it's time to go get the tire. You can always spot this place because they have a giant tire in the front. All right, there's the baked potato. And there's the baked potato after it's been decimated and turned into a cheesy baked potato. So I'm gonna go eat this. Goodbye. Well, it's pretty late. But I really need to get this tire back on the vehicle, so I'm just gonna try and do it. I've already got all the tools up here. Hopefully I don't frustrate any of the neighbors with the noise, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I had to jack it up a little bit more, but I got the wheel on there. Whew. All right, that's another one off the to-do list. It's 10:51, and well, let's just take a look at the to-do list. So, I bought monsters. I didn't end up taping and mudding in the hallway. I'll get into that in a minute. But I did collect Michelle's tire from the tire shop, and I did install it to the car, which means that in the things I should do now category, I get to actually cross this off. And you know, now I've only got 4 projects there instead of the 5, which is the maximum. So I'm going to take taping and mudding in the hallway back down to here, and so obviously these 4 tasks are for these 4 projects, and that is fine. I ended up doing a little bit of Lyft driving tonight, and I also ended up taking a nap. I was just really tired, you know, and But you know, my intention was obviously to do taping and mudding, but it's 10:52 and the kids are sleeping, and I don't want to be scraping the wall, just creeping them out in the middle of the night. So that's fine. I can leave that until tomorrow. I'm really happy though to have crossed off, Michelle's car basically, and she has an early meeting tomorrow. She's actually changing jobs, but she has an early meeting tomorrow, and she can. She'll be happy because she can take her car. But anyway, yeah. So I did some Lyft drives, and it was like between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. They have a streak right now. So if you do 3 rides, you get a $15 bonus. So gotta take advantage of that. I'm happy that that's back because it was missing last week. But anyway, so I gave 3 rides, and the first 2 were people just getting done with their shifts at work, and then the third one was some lady who works at a hotel and just wanted to go to the urgent care because she had a sinus infection. So hopefully I don't end up with a sinus infection now. But it was interesting. Actually, the first girl that I gave a ride to, I had actually dropped her off at work the other day. And so that was kind of cool. She was pretty funny. But the guy that he was the second ride. I gave him a ride, from work back to wherever he lived. And we actually got to talking about ADHD, and it was really interesting because, he was saying that he thinks, maybe he has ADHD, and I was like, yeah, I think I probably do. And we kind of got to talking about that and how, about a lot of the similarities with like childhood and how you end up, like you're bright, you're smart, and so they sort of put you in these like top classes, but like you don't have any of the organizational skills, and so you just end up failing them because you don't really know how to succeed, or you might not even want to succeed. And it was very interesting, and I love rides like that because you can really like relate to somebody, and so yeah, that was cool. Anyway, I ended up making like $40-some, and I have a couple of payments that I have to make here pretty soon, so I'm probably not going to pay off the credit cards or anything like that because I need to make these payments. But I'm making the payments, so that's good. But yeah, I think that's really it for the night. I don't know what I'm going to add to my project list next. I'm really hoping that by the time we get to this weekend or halfway through this weekend, that the white truck will be working. I'm like dying for that to be the case. But, just because I want it to happen doesn't mean it's gonna happen. I have to put the time in. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.